Namaskar. In our previous sessions, we have talked about consumer behavior. Today, let us talk about buying decision process. Buying decision process means how a consumer takes his buying decision. Buying decision process has 5 stages. Let us talk about them one by one. These 5 stages are: first stage is need recognition, second stage is pre-purchase information search, third stage is evaluation and intentions, fourth stage is purchase action or decision, and fifth stage is post-purchase behavior. We will talk about them one by one. The first stage is need recognition. That means at any point of time, the consumer recognizes a need to buy a product or a service which can fulfill his needs. For example, you are thirsty or you are hungry. Now, as a customer, you would like to fulfill that need of thirst or hunger. You may be looking for mineral water, or you may be looking for soft drink or some other beverage. When you are hungry, you may be looking for some fast food, some quick staple food, or there can be any other needs. Maybe you are going to the school or college and you are looking for a bag to carry your books and stationery in the bag. You are going to your college, you may feel that you need a personalized mode of conveyance, or you recognize a need that you want a new dress. Likewise, there can be various needs and wants, as we have discussed in past, but at any point of time, when consumer recognizes the need or finds a problem to which he needs solution, then the buying decision making process begins. The second stage is when the need is recognized, now the consumer starts searching for information. Means he is looking for products and services that can fulfill that need. Now you can search information through two sources: personal sources and commercial sources. Personal sources are through your own family members, through your own friends, relatives, colleagues, or personally visiting different places and looking at different kinds of products and services to find out which product or service can fulfill your needs. But more important and more prominent is the commercial source. Now, what is that commercial source? It is the communication by the marketers, especially their promotional campaigns, their advertisements on mass media, on newspapers, hoardings, magazines, their sales promotion campaigns, their offers, their product displays at the point of purchase, etc., etc. So through all these personal and commercial sources, the customer comes to know about the different kinds of options which can fulfill the need or want that has come up. When many alternatives have come, the next stage is to evaluate that which alternative fits best. Suppose that you want to buy a new bike. Now through different sources you have come to know about different types of bikes, different types of motorcycles, and different types of scooters. Now you start assessing whether you should go for motorcycles or you should go for scooters. In motorcycles, which category of motorcycles, which brand of motorcycle, or similarly in scooters, which category of scooter and which brand of scooter. You would like to go for power, you would like to go for style, luxury, economy. Which brands you would be looking for. So many alternatives come. If you are going to buy a new dress, again many alternatives, whether you are going to have a formal dress or whether you are going to have a casual dress, which price band that dress has to be, what kind of colors, designs, patterns, fashion, etc. you are looking for, and you get a lot of alternatives. So you evaluate these alternatives and you develop your buying intentions. Now this stage of the process differs from product to product. As far as buying decision is concerned, these products can be broadly classified into three categories. Products that are high in search qualities, products that are high in experience qualities, and products that are high in credence qualities. High in search qualities means which you can search in the market. You can look for different colors, size, shapes, models, etc. Most of the cosmetics items or even garments, they are high in search quality. You can go to different shops or you can search online and you can assess which product can fulfill your needs. The second category is products which are high in experience qualities, where your personal experience is important. Just like going to a barber shop or going to a beauty parlor or going to a restaurant for dining, they are high in experience quality. The more you visit these places, more you have your experience, you take your decision. Easier it is for you to evaluate. And third category are those products which are high in credence qualities. Credence quality means image, reputation. Just like diagnostic services, medical diagnostic services, or services of a lawyer, or any premium purchase which could be your lifetime purchase. These are the products which are high in credence quality, where image is important, reputation is important. So you find that the products which are high in search quality are easier to evaluate. Products which are high in experience quality are comparatively difficult to evaluate, and products which are high in credence quality are comparatively most difficult to evaluate. If you remember, in our previous sessions we have talked about different types of buying decisions, which were routinized response behavior, limited problem solving, and extensive problem solving. The same applies here also. Products which are high in search qualities, they are RRB. Products which are moderate, they are LPS. And moderate means which are high in experience quality, they are LPS. And products which are high in credence quality, they are EPS. So going through like that, the customers evaluate and develop their buying intentions. That means they make up their mind that which type of product they are going to buy to fulfill those needs or wants that have come up. The next stage is, now the customer is ready to take the purchase action. Means now he is going to take his final decision as to which product or service he is going to buy. But before purchasing a product, the customer has to take this decision at 3-4 different levels. Suppose I take the example of personalized mode of conveyance that you need. So you have to take a decision at category level, whether you need a 4-wheeler or whether you need a 2-wheeler. If you decide to go for a 2-wheeler, now you have to take a decision at product level, that is the second level, whether you will be going for motorcycle or you will be going for scooty. If you decide on that, the next decision that you have to take is at brand level, whether you will be going for Hero brand or Honda brand or Suzuki brand or any other brand for that matter. When you decide the brand level, the next is the retail level. That where are you going to purchase it from? You will purchase it from the showroom which is in your city. If your city is having more than one showrooms, whether you are going to purchase it from the showroom which is nearest to your residence, or you are going to purchase it from the showroom which is the number 1 showroom in the town, or you are going to purchase it from a showroom which is giving some special offers with the products, or you are going to purchase it from a showroom which has been recommended by your friend. Similarly, when you are going to buy a garment, you are going to buy a new dress, then also you have to decide whether you are going to buy a formal dress or you are going to buy a casual dress, which price band you are going to buy it. You would prefer to go into multiple brand shop, or you would prefer to go to exclusive brand shop, or you would prefer to buy it from a mall. Do you have any specific brand preferences? So there are different types of aspects, different levels of decision making that you go through, then the purchase action comes out. And when the purchase action comes out means the product has actually been purchased, then comes the fifth stage, and that is post-purchase behavior. In very simple words, after purchasing the products, either you will be satisfied or you will be dissatisfied. If you are satisfied, you buy again and recommend positively. If you are dissatisfied, you discontinue buying and you recommend negatively. Depending on the type of product, if it is FMCG product, multiple buy type of product, you will be buying again and again if you are satisfied. And if you are dissatisfied, you will discontinue buying. Supposing you buy a new brand of toothpaste from Patanjali. If you like it, you will buy it again and again. And if you don't like it, you will go to some other brand. But if it is a durable product, just like car or motorcycle, even if you are satisfied, you cannot buy it again and again. If you are satisfied, you will recommend positively to others. If you are dissatisfied, you will recommend negatively to others. There is one more very important concept when post-purchase behavior is negative or dissatisfactory. That concept is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a mental state of dissatisfaction. Now, what is cognitive dissonance and how it happens? When a consumer buys a product with some expectations, but the performance of the product does not match with the expectations. You bought a new bike with an expectation of very good fuel economy, but it is not giving that much average. Or you bought a new dress, could be a special party dress, expensive dress, with an expectation that its quality would be very good and you can carry on with this dress for some time. But when you actually start using the product, your expectations are not matching with the performance of the product. The second thing is, while you were buying the product, there were many options available to you, but you selected this option, so it will come into your mind, I should have gone for the other option, I have taken a wrong decision. And there is third aspect, that your purchase decision is irreversible. Normally in FMCG products, you won't find cognitive dissonance. Even if it is there, it is for few minutes. But in high value products, just like we are talking about motorcycle or car or television set or air conditioner, likewise most of the durable items, if the performance of the product does not match with your expectations and you cannot reverse your purchase decision, and there were many other options while purchasing, now this creates a negative post-purchase feeling in your mind and unrest in your mind that my decision went wrong, I should have gone for some other choice. So that is what is cognitive dissonance. Many companies come out with their policies like trade-in offers or buyback offers or guarantee and warranty schemes, testimonial ads, to combat this kind of issues that come up in the minds of the customers. So these are the 5 stages of consumers buying decision. Now these stages are in cyclic form. That means from need recognition to information search to evaluation and intention, purchase action and post-purchase behavior, again customer comes to need recognition. Why? Because if one need is fulfilled, another need is aroused. Inside every consumer, this cycle is going on. And there are many needs and many wants. This cycle stops for a moment and a purchase decision comes out. And once again the cycle starts. The moment any drive inside, drive means drive related to buying the product, is having more intensity, that is, at any moment you start feeling that I want to buy a deo. Now you go and search and buy a deo ultimately. Then after some times you may feel a need for some other product. And likewise, this cycle goes on. Every consumer has many types of needs and wants, so this continues in a cyclic form. And this cycle is not operating in isolation. Across this cycle is a psycho-personal frame of customers. Psycho-personal frame means, if you remember when we talked about factors affecting consumer behavior, then psychological factors and personal factors of every individual customer are different. Psychological factor means motives, perception, learning, attitude that we have discussed in our previous sessions. And personal factors means age, gender, economic conditions, personality, self-concept, etc. So these factors are there. Within these factors, the cycle is going inside. And there are two important forces that are outside. The two forces are, one is socio-cultural forces. We discussed about them also, social factors and cultural factors in our previous session. We have our family, social class, reference group, group norms, roles and status, opinion leaders, they are the social forces. And subculture, caste, reason, religion, materialism, convenience, consciousness, impulsive buying, these are the cultural forces. These are socio-cultural forces that are also pressing from one side to the customer. And there are marketing forces. Marketing forces means the communication strategy of the marketers, the ad campaigns of the marketers, the sales promotion offers of the marketers, the personal selling efforts by the marketers, and different kinds of displays, etc. that are available in the market to attract you. So under these circumstances, a consumer is taking his buying decisions. So this is how a consumer's decision making process goes on. So with this we come to the end of this session. In our next session, we will discuss about the adoption and diffusion process in buying. So thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.